Hi, I'm Allie.
I'm Nick.
And this is the But Have You Tried bookshelf from the David A. Howe Public Library.
Yeah, you got to add that part. Otherwise, they don't know where
I
we're coming
could see
from.
you waiting for it.
I was. I was like, do I say it? Is she going to jump in?
I just like to keep you on edge.
You do. Hey, fall is here.
Fall is finally here.
Happy fall.
Happy fall.
I have not been a fan of these like 80-degree days into September,
it's weird.
October.
Well, and also the sheer range. It's like the other day I woke up and I was like, what temperature is it now? And it was like 50. And it was like, what temperature will it be this afternoon? And it was like 75.
Yeah.
And I was like, a 25-degree range? You want me to figure out how to dress to be comfortable?
Yeah.
For a 25-degree range.
This building is not friendly with that in the best of times, you know? So
that's
there's really no way to know. But yeah, it's been hard. It's been rough and tumble. You excited about the Fall Fest? Speaking of fall, it's coming up.
Yeah. I like
a
good fall-y time.
What's your favorite thing about it?
I guess it's just the environment of a fall fest.
Yeah.
I feel
Leaves
like, I don't
blowing
know.
around.
Yeah.
We're all in sweaters.
Yeah, we're all trying to wear sweaters because I feel like usually it is hot.
Yeah,
for
it gets
some
a little
reason.
warm.
But we can dream of wearing sweaters.
The donuts and ciders.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
It
know
is
that
hard
I've
to beat
had
that.
cider this season yet. I've started getting some fall apples, but I have not had cider.
Maybe I've had cider once. Certainly not enough times.
Okay. You could do with more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Well, what have you been up to in these trying temperature times?
Yeah. Oh, trying temperature. I thought you just meant trying times in general.
Trying times in general is probably accurate as well.
You know, I've been up to some stuff. What would you like me to tell you about first?
Movies?
Okay. Yes, I have been watching a lot of movies. Still loving Canopy. You know, shout out to that library app Canopy because I've been watching some stuff. Pulling some old oldies. We watched The General with Buster Keaton, and we watched Modern Times with Charlie Chaplin. And Modern Times was really fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen any Chaplin movies? Did you ever, like in school or anything? Did you ever have to? I don't think that I have sat down start to finish and watched one, but I put this on, watched it with my son, and we all really liked it. I felt like, you know, it's short. It's like an hour 20, and it uses its time wisely, but I felt like it genuinely, the comedy held up, which I wasn't sure, because it doesn't always.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
sometimes it feels really different.
And I felt that way a little bit more about The General. Like, I enjoyed watching it just from, like, a film history perspective, but, like, I didn't enjoy it as a movie, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
It's, like, visually interesting, and it's like, wow, look at them go, but, like...
It's like, oh, I'm learning, and not like,
right,
oh,
exactly,
I'm relaxing and watching a movie. Yeah.
So watch those. Would recommend Charlie Chaplin and Modern Times. We also watched one called Monolith, which was... It's hard to explain without it sounding lame, but it is about a disgraced journalist who the only job she can get really is like a believe it or not kind of podcast, like unexplained phenomena. And she gets on this one about people who keep finding this dark brick and then the chaos that ensues in their lives. And it's made in a really interesting way because you never really leave the setting of her house and her home studio. You don't really see any other characters. You sort of see like a flashback or like a video clip or something, but it's really just her. It's just a leading role kind of one-woman show. And it gets progressively more creepy and unsettling as it goes. And it's not a movie where you end and you're like, wow, I have all the answers. But I thought it was a really successful mood piece, creepy piece, kind of a kickoff to spooky season movie.
Does she start finding creepy bricks in her own house?
Well, I'm not going to get into that with you, but I think it's a kind of creepy that you could handle.
Okay.
If you are interested in it. And then a couple other random picks. I'm a big fan of 80s movies, like 80s romps, and I had never seen Adventures in Babysitting, which stars Elizabeth Shue from Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah.
To another episode we've done together. And it was fun. It's basically she just, she has to babysit these kids, and then her friend gets stranded at a bus station in the city, and they're like, well, I guess we all have to go. And then, flat tires and car towed and chased by the mob and, just...
all the things that would normally happen in that situation.
Yeah, it's a city. It's so scary.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good watch, and it's kind of the last in this piece of 80s. Well, no, that's not true because I haven't seen Gremlins. I guess maybe Gremlins is now like the last great 80s classic on my list. So I watched that, and finally I watched the Phoenician Scheme, I want to say.
Okay.
Benicio del Toro. It's a, what's his name? Wes Anderson movie.
Okay.
Do you have any feelings about Wes Anderson? I feel like that's an aesthetic you'd enjoy.
Yeah, I'm
Grand
trying
Budapest Hotel
to think if I have seen a Wes Anderson movie or if I just know what a Wes Anderson movie is like. And I'm feeling like maybe I just know what a Wes Anderson movie
Mr. Fox,
is like.
Maybe?
I don't think I've seen that. I definitely read the book, but I don't think I...
Okay. Show off. Okay. That's fine. I find his movies very hit and miss. Like sometimes I can go with a vibe and sometimes I can't. And this one was maybe my favorite of his movies that I've seen.
Okay.
I was surprised by how much I liked it, but I am happy that I did. What about you? What's your movie watching like?
Well, I haven't watched a lot of movies.
Okay.
I feel like usually either I haven't watched many movies or I haven't watched many TV shows. It's like there's just a finite amount of watching, you know?
I get it.
It gets divided.
I get it.
But Caleb and I did watch the movie KPop Demon Hunters.
Oh my gosh.
Have you heard about this?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I've never seen it, but I mean, it's inescapable at the moment.
Yeah,
it's taking the nation by storm.
I know. I was playing music during the Friday Club last week, and it was just like a playlist that I found of like whatever, like clean music to play in the classroom or whatever. Sure. And one of the songs from K-Pop Demon Hunters came on, and a bunch of my teens just started like yelling all of the words.
Wow.
Like they knew all of the words, even the Korean words, which I was kind of impressed by. But anyway, we were home some night this week, and we were like, we're kind of tired. We feel like watching a movie, and both of us have heard about this a lot, obviously. So we watched it. We both enjoyed it. It was a really good time. There were a couple of things that I was like, this is confusing, and I don't know if it's because it's like sequel material.
Oh,
or if
like
it's
set up,
you know what I
maybe?
mean? Yeah.
Sure.
Or if it's just like stuff that's a little bit unexplained.
Okay.
But the music was really good, and I thought that the art style was great, and like just the concept and like character dynamics were really fun.
Okay.
I feel like you would like it.
All right.
It's a pretty fun time.
I feel like you're damning it with faint praise. Did you not really get on board?
I liked it, but I'm not making it my whole personality.
Yeah, okay. Could you consider it? Maybe
would I consider making it my whole personality?
Yeah,
I feel like I have too many things that I've made my whole personality.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's like I have finite space left.
Yeah.
I need to be choosy.
Yeah. Okay.
About what I'm going to do that with.
All right.
But I did really enjoy it, and I do have all the songs stuck in my head.
Well, okay.
So.
I think even though that's only one, it's a lot more relevant to the conversation than me watching Adventures in Babysitting. So
that's
I think
true. I'm the one bringing in the pop culture.
Yeah,
hits.
you are. Yeah, you're finally the hip one. Congratulations. Enjoy this time.
What a day to be alive.
Enjoy this time.
What about TV?
TV. Well, I still am kind of we've been on a more of a movie kick lately, but I did, in our Cheers rewatch, we just finished season 7, so we're getting into season 8. And it's funny because Cheers, like I was a little too young for Cheers when it was on, though I remember watching the finale. I want to say it's 92 or 93, so, I'm like 9, 10. But we're getting into stuff, and I'm like having these phantom Cheers memories from childhood. Later we get in the run. I've like actually remember seeing them like on first run. So that's been kind of fun, like getting into the later years. So yeah, finished Cheers season 7. And then we've been sort of on an old man detective kick.
Okay.
Started watching Barnaby Jones. Have you ever heard of Barnaby Jones?
I don't think so.
It was a pretty long run. I want to say 7 or 8 seasons. And it starred Buddy Ebsen, who had previously played Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies. Also famously was originally cast as the Tin Woodsman in The Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
But they used actual tin for the makeup, and it almost killed him, so he had to drop out.
Man.
So,
what a time
stuff happens.
to be alive.
But
I feel like there's so many things that I hear about The Wizard of Oz that I'm like, you guys, what were you doing?
Production.
Like,
well, that,
OSHA needed to be there.
Yeah. I mean, they're like pumping Judy Garland full of pills and paying her in peanuts while the Scarecrow is making bank and stuff. Not a good history of that movie.
Fun movie, but man,
sure, it's fun. It's a fun movie, but literally you don't want to pull behind the curtain, which is something the characters learn in the movie as well. Anyway, Barnaby Jones is about retired. I think he's a PI, but his son is killed. And he sort of takes over his son's PI firm. And so it's like him and his daughter-in-law solving crimes. And we're not too far into it, but I picked up the whole series. So we've been watching it. And then we just watched Columbo, which is one of my all-time favorites. And this was one that I had seen forever ago when I was a kid, but I didn't really remember how it went. So we just watched Rest in Peace, Mrs. Columbo. Have you watched any of these?
I don't think so.
I think that you would enjoy, like, Murder, She Wrote, Columbo, like that whole
I feel like there's
era.
a very good chance of that.
Yeah, Macmillan
it does
and Wife,
seem like
McCloud.
the kind of stuff
I could go on and on.
that I would enjoy.
I think you would. Yeah. especially Columbo. It's very good. The later stuff, not so much. There was like a classic series that was like 60s, 70s, and then I want to say like jumped to the late 80s and then 90s, and the last one was in 2003. They revived it as like a movie of the week format, and it's never as good as the classic series. Like Peter Falk as Columbo, he's still got it, but it's not quite as tight as it once was.
That's unfortunate.
But that's pretty much it for me in television viewing. How about you? What are you doing?
A few things. I'm rewatching the first season of The Mandalorian with my family, which I don't think I have ever rewatched it.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good time because it's been long enough since the first time I've seen it. It's like I remember, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
We're in the midst of a rewatch because my son's never seen it and he's enjoying it. We're in season 3, and it's never as tight as it is in season 1, as I've rediscovered.
It is
but
a shame.
How is your feelings on season 1?
Season 1, it's definitely holding up. And I mean, like, you know, anything that Grogu does, like it's really hard for it not to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
When he's
agree.
on screen.
It's pretty masterfully done how they make that character so endearing. I don't understand how, with the Mandalorian wearing a mask 99% of the time, emotions come through.
I know.
With the camera work and stuff. It's like hats off. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, it is amazing, honestly. That it is as good as it is and that it was as successful as it was.
Yeah. Even though I think season 1 is the best season, there's an episode in season 2 where they're transporting the frog lady, and they get stuck on this ice planet, and all these spiders are appearing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you have, like, X-Wing pilots coming in. I think that's probably, like, if I was going to watch an episode, just like, let's watch a random episode of The Mandalorian, I'm going to choose that every time. And that is from season 2, so.
Okay.
You know, they're still good. They're still good.
Despite not being as tight, they're still. Yeah, I feel like some of the season 2 stuff, it's like, it's not quite as crisp, but like a lot of the individual episodes are really good and that kind of thing.
Well, I think the real issue is that it is a 1-season premise.
Yeah, I agree.
And then what are you going to do? Not have Grogu in the series going forward? Like, give him another. It's just, you can't do it. And I don't know if maybe they didn't anticipate how much of a thing that was going to be.
Yeah.
But I think that's really the problem, because it's like we're still going, but like, what's the deal now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I think that is part of the problem.
All right, what else you got?
I have also been watching more Veronica Mars.
Hey.
Yeah.
The correct season 1. Okay, I just want to make sure because we've had problems in the past.
Yeah, I was out sick last week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Time is meaningless.
Yeah.
And
Why are you doing air quotes around that? That's weird. No, you were sick. I believe you.
I did spend most of the time that I was sick either reading or watching Veronica Mars.
All right.
Just like with a cup of tea and a box of tissues.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Good. Okay.
So, and I mostly caught all of what was happening. There were 1 or 2 times where I was like, wait, did I miss that in a like sick brain frog? And I had to like rewind
okay.
a minute or so. Then I was like, all
right, are you still in season 1?
I am still in season 1.
Oh, I think we have to be honest with the listeners that you and I keep trading yawns.
I know.
While
I'm
the
like
other
trying
person
to
is
hide them so you don't
know what's
see it.
happening.
But I can't help it. I keep accidentally staying up late. I finally decided last night what I'm going to be for Halloween, and then instead of going to bed, I was like feverishly on like Etsy trying to find fabric and stuff that I need.
I can't wait to hear.
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the reveal?
Yeah.
I'm going to be the Lavender Fairy from Cicely Mary Barker's Flower Fairies.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but
I'll show you a picture later.
That's more. I guess I thought it would just be like a concept, an idea.
Just like a.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the
this
meaning
year
of
I'm
truth
gonna be
or something.
Exactly the embodiment of merriment.
Oh my gosh, that does sound like something I would do. But
maybe
no,
next year,
I'm gonna be the Lavender Fairy,
who
I think I do bear somewhat of a resemblance to.
Oh,
so that works in my favor.
All right.
A lot of the time, I know some people when they're doing Halloween costumes will be like, "Oh, this character has black hair, so I'm gonna get a black wig."
Yeah.
And I did once dye my hair red to dress up as Amy Pond from Doctor Who.
Okay.
But usually I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Too bad. I'm a blonde version of this character.
Yeah.
Like.
I could see
what
that.
Am I
bet you
do?
could pull off red hair. What did you think about it?
It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
When we were doing a Goodwill crawl over the weekend, my son found a full Darth Vader costume.
Oh, my gosh.
All the pieces intact. It was a more recent one from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I also found an adult Wolverine, like Marvel's X-Men's Wolverine costume, and I bought it. So we'll see if I wear it or not.
All
but
right.
I do
There's
now
a possibility
own an adult Wolverine costume.
of being Wolverine.
Yeah.
I actually... a couple weeks ago, I was traveling with my dad and brother, and my brother, I forced him to go to a thrift shop with me.
Yeah.
And I found like a Starfleet uniform, and I was like,
what the heck? You didn't buy it?
I thought about it. Well, it wasn't, I don't think it was in my size.
Okay.
And Wes was like, are you gonna wear that though? And I was like, I don't know.
Wes?
Maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I found a picture of the Lavender Fairy,
Fairy.
and you're right. You don't not look like this,
Right?
So,
Isn't that kind of funny?
yeah, I think you could pull it off. All right.
Oh man,
I've lost track. Where are we?
we were talking about TV. I'm also rewatching Wednesday season 2.
Oh.
And I know that you're going to judge me for that, but I'm rewatching it with friends who also wanted to see it.
No, that's
so I can't not
I'm
rewatch
open.
it with them.
No, I think that's.
Plus, I
mean,
can
you do whatever you want,
fully
but
absorb it and
yeah.
pick up all the details I missed the first time.
It
and,
is fun
stuff
watching
like
with people, as long as you're not doing that thing where you're like watching them watch it, because that's my least favorite experience. When someone's like, "Oh, you have to watch this," and then I watch it and they spend the whole time, and like every time I take a drink, "Oh, you missed that 1 second."
Yeah, that is uncomfortable.
I can't live under those terms.
That's not good. It has to be something that you're invested enough in to be watching.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's all I've got for TV.
We just said so many times. So many times. Okay. Well, where would you like to journey now?
Books?
Books. You know what? And we should talk about, and this is always such a downer. This is such a bummer to bring up, but it is Banned Books Week.
It is Banned Books Week.
I think we should take a look at the ALA's list of the most challenged books of 2024.
All right.
So
I've got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. So hit me with it.
Do we want to start from the top and work down, or do we want to start from the bottom and work up?
That makes it seem like it's an exciting thing that we're
It's really
doing.
not. Maybe
I think
we
it's
should
up to you, but I think I'm going to make a prediction that most, if not all, of these books will deal with the LGBTQ community.
I'm going to
I'm going out on a limb.
Your prediction.
I'm going out on a limb.
I'm not betting against that.
Okay. All right. Let me have it.
Okay, the first one, All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, challenged for LGBTQ content and claimed to be sexually explicit.
Yes, I have read that book. It's a good book. It deals a lot with surviving abuse and things like that. So, yeah.
Okay, next up, Gender Queer, a memoir by Maya Kobabe. Is that how it's pronounced?
I believe so.
Okay. This is also challenged for LGBTQ content and claimed to be sexually explicit.
Right. Yeah.
Did you read that one too?
I did read this
I feel like
book.
I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, I did read this book. And I know there are some imagery that when it's challenged, people like to pull out. And out of context, it's like, okay. But within the context, it's talking frankly about sexuality, but it is not meant to be titillating or sexual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like...
I feel like that's a really important distinction that can get lost.
It is. I mean, that's why you can't just take a random image and be like, look at this.
Yeah.
So... Again, it's an adult graphic novel, and it is a memoir. So I just don't know.
Well, and it's like how many adult
I can feel
books
myself getting angry
have
as we talk about this,
sexually explicit content, and we just don't.
Yeah, you just
no one
wash
bats an
over
eye.
it.
You know what I mean? Like so many, whatever romantasy books that are
But I on one level, I understand that. I understand the instinct. Over on House Things, my good friend Bo Hutchings and I, every year we do a Pride Month episode. And we did one on Mid-Century Modern, and which is a Hulu sitcom with Nathan Lane. It's so funny. It's great. If you haven't watched it, it's 10 episodes. Definitely worth watching it. But I thought, they talk very frankly about sex, and it would stand out to me. But if it was just a man and a woman talking about it, I don't think I don't think it would even register. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
it's so normalized.
Something that's different from a personal experience, maybe stands out a little bit more. Is that a reason to go out and try to get something banned?
Feels like
no.
maybe not.
That's more about your own thing, so
I agree.
Anyway, check yourself before you wreck yourself is what I say.
Oh, that's our soundbite for today.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have a tie between The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, challenged for depictions of sexual assault, incest, and claimed to be sexually explicit, and The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky.
Okay, that I've read, but I haven't read that Toni Morrison. I've read other Toni Morrison.
I've read other Toni Morrison, but I haven't read that either.
Yeah.
I have meant to read The Perks of Being a Wallflower for about a decade.
Yeah.
And I haven't done it.
Yeah. The movie kind of brought it back into the zeitgeist, I guess. And the movie's old at this point, but
I know.
Yeah, that was the movie was a big hit, and so I think that got people reading the book again. And I mean, again, deals with abuse. It deals with some tough subjects and things. So,
This one also, it says claim to be sexual, explicit, LGBTQ plus content, etc.
Yeah.
Then we have Tricks by Ellen Hopkins.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Also claimed to be sexually explicit. She wrote a whole series. They're like novels in verse, I want to say. They're very large. I don't know if this is part of that series or a different one. But I think that they're like kind of like a, I don't know, teen feelings, processing, that kind of thing. But I haven't read them myself.
Well, the last thing we want is for people to deal with their feelings.
Yeah, that would be
How dare you? How dare you?
That wouldn't be good.
Repress. I think you just repress.
You just, what is it Yelena Belova says? Just shove it deep inside.
Deep inside, yeah.
And then we have a tie between Looking for Alaska by John Green and Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. Both of which are claimed to be sexually explicit.
I haven't read Looking for Alaska, though I've wanted to, but I'm not a huge John Green fan. Like I enjoyed Abundance of Catherine's. I hated Turtles All the Way Down, so I wouldn't really.
Yeah. See, this is gonna get both of us canceled, but
oh no.
John Green is such a cool human being, and like everything that I see him doing, like if I see a video or like a clip of a podcast or anything, I'm like, this is fantastic. But like every time I read one of his books, I'm kind of like, what am I reading? I don't know. I think that like something about the like particular vibe of like teen tone just like doesn't quite click with me. Yeah. Like particularly like I read Paper Towns, which I did enjoy.
I only saw the movie of Paper Towns, but I kind of like the movie. So
I saw, I think, the trailer of Paper Towns, the movie, and that was what inspired me to read the book. Right. But then I never actually watched the movie. I didn't complete it.
Fine.
But I remember I started reading The Fault in Our Stars, and I couldn't. I read maybe 5 pages. Right. And I just something about the tone for the teen girl narrator. I was like, I don't think I've ever met a teen girl who thinks this way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Yeah. And that makes sense. Puzzled by this disconnect between my appreciation of hearing him talk. Yeah. And the I don't know, not quite clicking with his writing. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it.
Yeah. I don't enjoy the writing either, so, Well. But all that being said, Looking for Alaska is one, the premise and everything. I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. And I love the title. I do love the title, but I meant the cover. Every time I see that book cover, I'm like, yeah, that's a good cover.
Yeah. And I know you said you don't like it, but I do want to read Turtles All the Way Down at some point, because from what I understand...
No one's stopping you?
That's about a girl with OCD. Yes. And I believe he has OCD, so it's supposed to be a very accurate portrayal of that. So, I'm curious about that.
I have read Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Your predecessor and I did this for a YA for Adults Book Club, and we both hated it. I just think it's a very, ugly book. It's just very unlikable characters in unpleasant situations. I don't think you should go out there and try to stop people from reading it, but, I do think it sucks.
That's the thing, is there are so many books that it's I think this is terrible. Right. And if anyone asks me, oh, do you think I should read this? I'm probably going to be like, well, I mean, if you want my opinion, no. Right. But I'm also not going to go to the library and tell them to get rid of it. Yeah. I'm just going to be like, well, if you're asking me if I like it, the answer is no. Yeah. Okay, next up we have another tie between Crank by Ellen Hopkins, which I think is the first in that series that I mentioned. Oh, okay. Also claimed to be sexually explicit. And Sold by Patricia McCormack, claimed to be sexually explicit and has a depiction of sexual assault.
Gotcha. Okay.
Doesn't she write a bunch of rather graphic mysteries with dead bodies and stuff?
Are you thinking Patricia Cornwell?
Yes, I am. Different Patricia. I was like, that name feels really familiar. No, it's a different one. No, that's not her. Okay, and then lastly, we have Flamer by Mike Curato, which is also for LGBTQ content.
And this is a graphic novel, and it's got a really limited use of color. I always want to read this. We have it in the collection.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm always like, oh, I should read that, and then I don't. So maybe this will be the year,
the time
or the week. It's the perfect week.
It is the perfect week for it.
Okay, well. ALA has all sorts of information about this. They have a special banned books page, and of course, the most challenged books. And just to clarify, there are always people sort of use book bans and book challenges interchangeably, and they are different. An outright ban would be, the government, whoever, being you cannot publish this book. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying we won't get there, but we are currently not there.
Yes.
But you see more and more, legislation that's coming out that is designed to at least limit access to certain books and certain topics, both fiction and nonfiction, which is incredibly dangerous and just amazingly stupid. But that is a thing that's happening more and more. So it's important to be vigilant, and it's important to keep an eye on these kinds of things because it is a very slippery slope. Censorship in general is, where do you draw the line? Where do you stop? And who's the arbiter of that? You know, and I don't think those are questions that you want in the hands of elected officials, frankly.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I think a lot of that stuff, like, are those questions we want in the hands of anybody? You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of that stuff, it's like, it's a personal choice.
Right.
And like, if you're a parent, it's a personal choice for you and your kid, you know, at least until they become an adult. Yeah.
Well, that's the key thing. I mean, I am a parent, and are there things that I don't want my son to read at the age that he is? Yes, absolutely. There are things like that. If he read something that I didn't agree with or feel comfortable with or didn't match my worldview, do I feel that would undo all the parenting I've done up to that point? No. And I think it's absurd to think that and go in that direction. So
I agree.
Banned Book Week, everyone.
Banned Book Week.
And we do have a display set up here in the library of banned books, and you know, all the classics are on it. So go and check it out here at the David A. Howe Public Library. Well, now that we've talked about depressing things, shall we get back on board with what we've actually been reading?
Yeah, let's do it
right now. All right, hit me.
Okay, I finished The Way of Kings. I can't remember if we talked about this or not. I finished it.
Okay.
I know.
Wow.
It took me a while.
Good for you.
But I got through it.
And
I really enjoyed it.
This is Brandon Sanderson, everybody.
This is Brandon Sanderson.
And where does this, because I find his series so impossible to follow. Is this the start of its own thing?
Yes.
But it's set in a world of other things?
So basically the situation, it's not as complicated as you're thinking.
Well, your eyes just crossed as you were trying to figure it out, but sure.
I was trying to figure out how to explain this to you without making you think that it's needlessly complicated.
Okay.
That is the truth.
All right.
This is in its own world.
Yeah.
And Mistborn is in its own world.
Which I've read.
Yes.
I have read it. The first one.
You read the first one.
Yep.
Those worlds exist in the same universe.
I see.
Like they are two planets within the same universe.
All right.
And eventually it is possible for some beings to travel between planets.
Okay. So they're standalone within their own trilogies or whatever they are, but they do cross over in places.
Yeah.
But it's not like one is required reading for the other.
No, certainly not.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think that like it seems to me that like if you're reading one and then you start reading the other, you'll like notice things and kind of enjoy them.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, I have no idea what's going on because I haven't read X and such.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. And I have the next one on hold, and it'll take forever to be delivered because they're constantly.
And what are you doing here? Are you doing like the physical book? Your biceps you're going to be ripped lifting that book.
I know. I've actually seen a bunch of videos of people like joking that they're doing exercises with Brandon Sanderson books. Yeah. They're like doing curls and holding it like it's a dumbbell and stuff, which I think is funny and also would work.
It's practical.
I got the audiobook and then I got the physical book and I kind of went back and forth. The audiobook, my hold ran out, so then I was physical booking it, but then I got another hold, and so I was like, I was going back and forth.
Yeah.
Which I find works well for me for long books because I'm less likely to get overwhelmed and burnt out.
Yeah.
And it's easier to make progress because I can make progress both in times when I'm able to listen but not read, and in times when I'm able to read but not listen.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay,
that's what I'm thinking I'll probably do for the rest of the series as well.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of popping around because I've still got that Ron Chernow Mark Twain book. And that's a massive one too. And I do my hold went back, which made me really frustrated because I was not paying attention in the audiobook to where I was chapter wise or anything. So I'm like, I don't know how to figure it out.
You just have to like flip around.
Right. Or until I put another hold on it, obviously. So I'm currently in a break from the Mark Twain Chernow book, but I was enjoying it very much and do intend to get back to it. I have finished Morality for Beautiful Girls by Alexander McCall Smith, which is one of the #1 ladies detective agency series. And I was carrying this book around, and Shaw, who's on staff here, was like, "Oh, is that something Allie's making you reading?"
That's really funny.
Which I think is
that
funny.
Does seem like something I would make you read.
No, I just enjoy this series. I haven't read one in a while. Have you read any Alexander McCall Smith?
I started the first one, and I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
Okay.
I want to try again because I feel like I will like it.
He's got a couple series. Like maybe that's not the one for you.
Maybe. I don't know why. I don't remember what the issue was. And it's possible that I just had too many books out at the same time and then it had to go back. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that happens.
I mean, they're very stylized. Like they're stylized to the max. So like if you don't like the style,
That's fair.
you're going to have trouble. He came here years ago. He was one of our visiting authors, and he was just like a lot of fun. Like he sort of, I assumed that he would be stuffy, you know, but he was very chill and like, I went and got him croissants one morning when he was staying at the hotel, and I brought him, and he was like, "Oh, where are you going? Let's have breakfast." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went back out to the car and like got the food that I got for myself. And we just like sat there like eating croissants at like 7 a.m. and like drinking coffee.
That's
and just,
pretty
like,
great.
Chatting
That's
about
an
the
iconic
most
experience.
random things, you know. And then like he went to one of the college campuses, and so I went with him on there and like showed him around the campus and stuff.
I think I actually saw him when he did that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
that might.
I think I remember going to his talk.
Might have. But he was just really fun. We had dinner at L'Italia, and we were talking about because Number One Ladies Detective Agency was made into an HBO series and stuff. So we were talking quite a lot about that. And I don't know, it was just really fun. It just was not the expectation I had at all of that. And the amount of time we spent together over those like 2 or 3 days was also way more than I ever thought would be. And yeah,
just
by
like,
the end
are you
of it,
besties with Alexander McCall Smith
like,
now?
He was leaving, and he was like, "Listen, I don't know if we're ever gonna, run into each other again, but this has been great." And like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like we became friends over the course of these like 3 days. So every time I read one of these books, I think of my old pal Sandy and the times we had. Totally random. So anyway, I read that. And I did read that series out of order too. So I think this is the 3rd book, but I have read a lot more after this. And when he was coming, I read all the recent ones around the time so that I would know that the book he was promoting at the time I wanted to know. So I'm all over the place in this series. And it works okay to do that. I'm currently reading a book called How to Sell a Haunted House, which is by Grady Hendrix. This is our Books and Brews book club pick for October, and we're going to have the meeting over at Wandering Nick's here in downtown Wellsville, so I'm looking forward to that. This is funny because my wife read this book, and she was like, I hate it. You shouldn't read it. Like, you're not going to like it at all. And Nikki here on staff also read it, and she's like, oh my gosh, I keep making the audiobook go faster and faster because I just can't get through this thing. I am like weirdly loving it.
That's really funny.
So I don't know what I'm seeing.
Bucking the trend.
I guess so. I mean, it's like a very, I don't know. It's an allegory, I think, for generational trauma and things like that, and how that goes through. And it is about demonic puppets. So again, like if you can't get on board with that,
trigger warning for demonic puppets.
Have some trouble, but wow. They're working on the parking lot right now, and the whole library.
Is that what that was? I thought it was a helicopter.
No, the whole library is shaking at the moment, so it's a very weird feeling.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, if you can't get on board with demonic puppets, or if you have trouble like taking that seriously within the narrative, then I would see why this would not work for you.
Yeah,
but, like,
that's true.
I'm enjoying the broader themes.
Okay.
In a way that I don't know. I think it's just one of those things. You either you get on board or you fight it. So.
That's true.
That's pretty much it for my reading. What about you? Any other things?
I also read The Black Wolf by Louise Penny, which is coming out later this month.
Yeah, but you got a little advanced copy,
I got an
didn't you?
advanced copy, like a month in advance, which I was ridiculously excited about.
Yeah.
And that was the other main thing I did when I was sick besides watching Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
And I read it over the course of a few days. I really enjoyed it. I was concerned at the end that it was going to like take a weird twist and not really like resolve things.
Yeah.
Because this also like Louise Penny's books connect, but they usually don't connect too much.
Okay.
But here and there will be like a pair or so that connect a lot more. And this is the second in a pair that connects a lot more.
Okay.
And I was like concerned that it was not going to resolve and we were going to push off a bunch of stuff until another book. Yeah. And it doesn't seem I think it wrapped itself up.
Oh, good.
So,
okay.
But I was worried for a second.
Yeah.
There, but
that's scary.
My girl Louise, she managed to bring it home. So
I know. And you're totally up to date on that. I mean, you just have to wait.
I know.
And now you're going to have to wait even longer because this was an advanced
But
copy,
not that much longer.
Yeah, but a month at least.
I know. Well, but I haven't read that one. She did it with Hillary Clinton, so I always have that to like.
That's true.
If I'm really desperate, I can
fall back on.
Yeah,
sure
I can't like. I have to save it for a rainy day. You know?
Of course.
So, but yeah.
As far as comic books, I have been reading Teenie Howard's Catwoman run, which it's got a lot of good reviews, and supposedly like this is the Catwoman run to read. I don't like it.
Oh no.
So, Darwin Cook's Catwoman run. He's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Got a real 50s aesthetic, and it's cool. So that's it. That's it for me, book-wise. What about just like in your old life?
General life stuff.
Yeah.
I did go to the garlic festival recently.
Oh, it's very garlicky there.
It was very garlicky. And I was concerned the next day that I would be like smelling like garlic all day because of how much garlic I ate.
We didn't want to tell you, but you know.
I don't know. I just tried not to stand too close to anyone, basically.
Yeah, or any vampires, I guess.
I know. Well, I went with some friends and we were talking and we were like, we should have dressed as vampires. So next year, we're going to dress as vampires.
Definitely.
To go to the garlic festival, which I am excited about.
Twilight vampires? So you
probably
like the sparkly skin and stuff?
No, I can't.
Whatever you think.
I can't do
Speaking of vampires, you're reading Dracula, aren't you? Or did you finish it?
Yes, I am rereading Dracula because I am starting a new writing project, which is a modern YA retelling of Dracula.
Okay.
And I need to be fresh on everything that happens in Dracula.
I think you do.
So I've gotten to the part, though, I'm like outlining everything in like a lot of detail. And I've gotten to the part where like I've outlined up through what I remember clearly. And so I know I have to like speed read some more so that I can outline some more.
Yeah.
I know.
Get to it. This is one of my brother's all-time favorites. We have this monthly book club that we do, and every Halloween he's like, well, what if we read Dracula this year? And the rest of us are like, no. So it's never happened.
I think it's fun. It has some quirks. I mean, you know, like books written in that time period just are paced differently than books now, and you have to accept that.
Yeah.
But I think despite that, it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
So.
Good times.
Yeah.
Speaking of my brother, by the time this episode drops, he'll be a married man.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So
Congrats.
Congratulations, Stephen Spencer. For the best of my brother on the podcast, you can go back and listen to all sorts of episodes of the All the Book Show because he did a James Patterson spotlight with us, which none of us enjoyed.
Oh, no.
A John Grisham spotlight, Lemony Snicket, Lee Child, all sorts of stuff. So go dig into the archives of the All the Book Show. Hear my brother age in real time.
From reading James Patterson, is
Pretty
that
much,
why?
Yeah, no, just over the course of many years.
Oh my gosh,
did we do those episodes.
That's funny.
So, yeah. Anything else? And what video games? Are you playing any video games? No,
not really.
No,
I've been kind of off
All right.
the rocker with video games. I really want to play one called Stray, where you're like a cat solving mysteries.
I have seen that.
I've been intending to do that for a while, and I just haven't got around to it. But that's my like next step.
Okay, my wife just started one called Control, which seems really cool.
Caleb has played that, and he loves it.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, she's having a good time so far. We still have the borrowed Wii U that we have, and so after Yoshi's Woolly World, we moved on to Lego Jurassic World because that was the other game I got for a quarter.
Okay.
And played it to completion. And now I am playing Paper Mario Color Splash.
Okay.
Have you ever played any of the Paper Mario games?
No.
It's not a traditional Mario game. It's like an RPG.
I don't know if I've even played any Mario games, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
I'm
learning some things about you. We're going to have to add that to the list. But have you tried Mario? You're going to be the only one in the world who can be like, no, what's that?
Basically.
Well, it's about a jolly little plumber who jumps on turtles. Does that sound fun?
In like a... In a positive way? Like, does this hurt the turtles?
In a murder way.
In a murder way. Are they bad turtles?
They're bad turtles, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's important context.
At least misguided turtles.
Okay.
So, anything else in your life that you want to talk about?
I don't know.
You already talked about garlic.
I know.
What else
What is there to
Music?
say besides garlic? I did listen to the new Sabrina Carpenter album.
Okay.
Which obviously I've heard some of her songs, but I haven't like listened to her before.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting to.
Okay.
So I think I might be a Sabrina fan now.
I know nothing about Sabrina Carpenter.
Well,
like, I mean, the ones that, everybody
the ones that
can
everyone knows.
along, but
Espresso.
like, to sit down and listen, I don't know.
Yeah.
You think I should?
I think you might like it.
Okay.
I feel like if you like Olivia Rodrigo, there's a decent chance
you
you'll like
Olivia
Sabrina
Rodrigo,
Carpenter.
yeah. Okay. All right. I've been listening to a lot of the Bare Naked Ladies. So
Fun.
we saw that concert over the summer, and my son has gotten really into it, and so I made some playlists. And I was at Music Alley, and they had a bunch of CDs.
Nice.
So I'm trying to go off grid with that kind of stuff. So like physical media, I've been kind of getting back into. So
and there is something just like fun about like having the CD. Like I don't know. It's like it feels more meaningful than just being like, I'm listening to it on Spotify or whatever.
Well, I used to really follow, like, look and see, like, when my favorite artists and stuff were going to drop a new album and stuff, and I was excited to, like, pre-order it, like, am I going to get vinyl? I'm going to try to get a color vinyl, blah, blah, blah. And it just feels like that's kind of dead.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's sad because that seems fun.
It is fun.
Like what we should just be having more fun.
I hate that we've gotten to a point in the world where we're only doing the worst parts of capitalism.
Yeah.
You know? At least let me freaking buy stuff I like, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's all just like conglomerates and streaming and stuff like that. So,
yep.
You know?
It's not fun.
Yeah,
we're not having a good time.
We're running in the rat wheel, but I can't even buy an album, you know?
Oh,
now
my
you're
gosh.
making me mad again. I don't know.
Have I told you about my secret, not so secret ambition to get a gramophone? That's one of my nerdy things.
Like a Victrola? You crank it?
Yeah, like an old schooly one.
You haven't told me about this, and you really should have, because I also had this desire, and I just got one in the last couple of months.
That's cool.
It plays like the really thick, like old 78s. And it came with a bunch of stuff that I didn't recognize, but I found some Tony Bennett.
Oh, nice.
There. So, yeah, if you want to come listen to music with us when the apocalypse hits,
that sounds good.
We got to take turns, cranking the Victrola, but we can listen to
we'll
Tony
need
Bennett.
To exercise, so that'll work.
We will. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I hope you find one.
Thank you.
They are kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law does a lot of she watches a lot of local auctions, and one came up, and so she was like, "Oh, here's one." And we got it, and it's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd also love to get a typewriter, and I see typewriters fairly often when I'm like in antique stores and stuff, but I never know how to know if they're like going to work or if I'm going to bring it home and it's going to be like janky.
Mean, that's the thing. I mean, there's nothing to work or not work about it, really. I mean, if the motion...
Well, I know sometimes the the little
the
hammers,
ribbon.
is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I know those can get messed up and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to fix them. I'm sure I could figure out how online. So maybe I just need to be brave.
I think you could because they're just so... They have to go to a place and go back to a place. So if something's messing with it, I mean, there's just no...
Well, and I feel like the nice thing about something like a typewriter is on the one hand, I don't know how it works. But on the other hand, unlike, say, a laptop, it's like you can see it all and figure it out.
I'm messing with that with my computer right now. I can't find Windows. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll just throw this out the window.
I guess I'll just download Linux.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's what I'll do.
Maybe you should.
Maybe that's what I'll do. Well, it is finally October, and I have started to get into my spooky times. Have you done anything Halloween-wise yet?
Not really. Okay. I've done fall kind of things, but I don't feel like I've done anything Halloween specifically.
We'll count it. Yeah, as soon as October 1st hits, it's there's all sorts of things we have to do. We got to watch the David S. Pumpkins Halloween special. We have to watch the Garfield Halloween special. And now, because of fate, we have to watch Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
We have to watch Hocus Pocus. So
have you watched Hocus Pocus yet?
No.
I haven't either.
I'm putting it off for as long as I can. So because we have such a bad attitude about this, I happen to know somebody who is a Hocus Pocus stan. She loves it.
Stan.
She watches it every year. So I think what we need is my good friend Kendra Mickles from 902 Here We Go to come on this with us, and we talk about it together, because then we know at least one person's going to have a good time.
That's true.
So
somebody's got to have fun.
So in 2 weeks we'll be back.
Somebody needs to have a good attitude.
Somebody should. Yeah, somebody really should. So in 2 weeks we'll be back, and Kendra's going to be joining us so that we can talk about Hocus Pocus. And then for the second half of that, we'll be joined by the Queen of Halloween, Sally Jacoby Murphy, director of the Hammondsport Library. She recently did a story time for us. She's a ghoul at heart, and she's going to talk what lies beneath with us. So again, 2 episodes, one not fun, one fun. So we'll let listeners decide which they prefer.
Yeah, that's true. We should have a really high stakes voting or something.
Yeah, we definitely should.
To really make it that much more dramatic.
I agree. All right. Well, enjoy your October. I'll see you in a few weeks.
Sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Bye.